In this series on how I record, edit, and mix my personal audiobooks, here's how to start recording your book or ebook in WAV format into an audiobook from start to finish. For starters, let me show you what your audiobook files will look like after you're all done reading your book into an audiobook. Now, in this example, we're going to use and record one of my books, Motivate Yourself to Succeed. This is a great book for us to use in this lesson because it has at least 4 pages up front, 10 chapters, and 1 section at the back of the book called Summary and Words of Encouragement. That said, here's what all the sections or audiobook files look like per section after they've been recorded and edited in WAV format. See how nicely they're named and sorted and organized? I also recorded the entire book in WAV format first. Then, when I was done editing each WAV file as I recorded it, I would then convert it to an MP3 file for future use. Let's say in uploading to a website or emailing them as attachments, etc. Also, pay close attention to where I saved these files. In the audio folder for this book, in the audiobook folder, and then the WAV files go in the WAV folder, and the MP3 files go in the MP3 folder themselves. So, as you can see, everything is extremely organized. Now that you know and you've seen what the finished product looks like, these WAV files in these folders, let me go over the entire audio recording process again and the steps you'll take to record a single section out of your book, and then we'll talk about recording the whole book. Now, as you see this process that I'm going to show you right before your eyes, I think you'll feel real confident and comfortable to start recording your book or ebook into an audiobook like I've done for many of my books from start to finish. Come on, let's get started. So, step number 1, open up the book you want to record in the computer. And I'm not talking about opening up the book like in your hand. No, because you're going to need your hands free for the keyboard, the mouse, the microphone. No, we only read our book in the computer. So for me, I'll open up my books in the publishing program that I use to lay the books out for the printer. Because as I find errors while I'm recording, and you will find errors when you record. It's amazing how many errors you find that the editor never found. I'm going to make those corrections right there and then in the moment. So you might open up a Google Doc or a Word doc if you have your book or ebook in any of those programs. It's up to you. But open up your book inside your computer that you can read it from start to finish. The front pages, the chapters, and the end pages. That's what we're talking about. Step number 2. Open up SoundForge Audio Studio or your chosen audio recording program of choice and proceed to open up a new recording window, but don't start recording just yet. Step number 3. Set up your microphone if you haven't done so already. We'll test it in a moment before we start to record each section to make sure it's working properly. Step number 4. Are you and your environment ready to record? Is it quiet? Is it quiet? Are you well rested? Do you have water by your side? Did you go through all of my video tutorials on recording audiobooks in this series to help you in so many ways when it comes to recording and recording audiobooks? You have? Oh, that's great. Hey, then let's begin. Step number 5. With your book open and you know what section you want to record, go back to your audio recording window and test your microphone. Hey, testing. How does it sound? Puh. Hey, sounds good so far. And then play that back. Hey, testing. How does it sound? Puh. Hey, sounds good so far. And how does it sound? And if you notice anything wrong or something doesn't sound right, make adjustments. Tweak it some until you have it right. Consistency is going to be the name of the game throughout this entire recording process from start to finish, where your audiobook is concerned. Step number 6. With your mic tested and ready to record, and your book section open on your computer. Again, not in your hands, no. let's start recording this first section. So, click the recording icon, and when you see activity in the recording window, you know it's recording. Now, step number 7, flip over to the book that you want to record and proceed to record the first section. Oh, remember to snap your fingers whenever you make a mistake, but keep recording. Keep that flow going. You can fix those mistakes later when you edit your audio for this particular section that you're going to record. Step number 8, when you're done recording a section, flip back over to the recording window and stop the recording process by clicking the stop icon. Step number 9, it's at this time that you'll save your recording in WAV format before you do anything else. Let's save your work. File, save, choose WAV from the drop-down menu if it's not already chosen, WAV. Now give this recording a title. What section did you just record? Name it appropriately, such as 00A. The 00s indicate that these files belong up front before the main chapter titles. So 00A, and A is the first audio we're recording for this particular session. Okay, so 00A, when we have a message from the author, an introduction, a preface, a foreword, those would be A, B, C, D. I'll get more into that later. And I've also talked about it earlier in some of the video tutorials previously. But here's the title for this audio, 00A, Welcome and Copyright Notice and Table of Contents. And we're going to save it as a WAV file. Click the Save button, and we're ready to start editing. Step number 10. After saving this audio as a WAV file, we want to edit it 100% from start to finish before we go and record a new section. So spend the time it takes to go through this whole audio that you just recorded for this section and edit it completely devoid of all mistakes and errors. 100% clean. Save your work as you edit, Control S on the keyboard so you don't lose anything. And then when you're done, save your work one last time, Control S. And then you can close this window and proceed to record a new section in a completely new recording window. And in step number 11, it's time to repeat all these steps for the remaining sections of your book that you want to record into an audiobook. Now, in the next video tutorial, right up next, watch me record every section and chapter of one of my books. And I'll only be reading like a few sentences per section or chapter in the beginning, just to give you an idea of what it's like to open up a new recording window, start recording, stop the recording, save the recording, edit the recording, and then close that window, and then open up a new recording window to start recording a new section. I'm going to go through the entire book, real fast like that. Seeing is believing. And I want you to see how I record and save each section as its own title, as a WAV file, and save it in the audiobook file folder. Come on, let me show you how to record an entire book into an audiobook right before your eyes.